Patreon Q&A number 61, Part 2. Part 1 was released earlier today. I still want to thank all 79 of my amazing, incredible, overpowered patrons. I still love you guys so much, and I can't thank you enough. And to everyone else listening, there's going to be some spoilers in these questions and answers, so tread carefully after this point. Futile-Kun asks, "Hey Shonen, I hope you're having a good day. I just became a Patreon because I love your videos." Hey, thanks. I appreciate that so much, Futile. Just let me know how to say your name and I'll say it correctly, but I really appreciate that. What do you think would be Suiryu's disaster level if he were to be trained under Silver Fang, especially if he were to use the abandonment? So this is a great question. And I think that given enough training, now in Battle Manga world, things are different there. Time is skewed and you don't need as much time as you would need in reality. And also, Suiryu is a freak of nature with the talent. He has, it's like some of the most potential we've ever seen of anyone. Like, he doesn't even really train that hard. He kind of just messes around and he's already like high demon pushing dragon territory. So let's just say in Battle Manga time world, given with his potential and talent, 6 months to a year under Silver Fang, he would be a definitive dragon. No problem. He would be ridiculous. He'd be rivaling Garo, I think, in terms of ability and skill, and he already seems to be more powerful, like from a physical strength than Garo is. So yeah, probably Dragon. I mean, yeah, he could go further, but just for now, we'll say Dragon definitely. And then using the abandonment, if he learned it, I think it would probably push him up a rank. So he would go to like mid-dragon at that point. I don't think he would become high dragon. We'd have to see more from him, but just in theory right now, he would for sure be in that mid-dragon territory. Like using the abandonment would push him to like where I think we see Garo against Orochi. SLURM asks, "What up, Z? Who do you think farted in the S-Class meeting? Have a good day." Hey, you have a good one too, SLURM. So I think this is maybe some misdirections, because we all just automatically assume it was Pig God who did it or something like that. But if Pig God did do it, I think everyone would immediately notice that it happened. So I think we can rule him out. And then if it was like Darkshine, I think they would rule him out too, because, you know, like they'd smell his fart too. So given that, you know, Watchdog Man has like super adept senses like a dog, that the fart was probably like really small and minuscule, so I think it might have been Tatsumaki. She seems to be like the type of person that would do that, so, you know, why not? Thomas S. asks, "Hey Shonen, this is my first Q&A question. Hope things are going well." They are going well, Thomas. Thank you for asking. I hope they're going well for you too. I was wondering, what do you think My Mask plans are for Saitama and Genos after a Monster Association arc? In the webcomic chapter 97, I believe, My Mask is seen looking at a picture of Saitama and saying to the idols that they don't have beauty like this. What do you think he plans for Saitama and for Genos, who up to that point in My Mask has been seen only in disappointment? Do you think My Mask is going to try and replace an S-Class hero with Saitama, or could he be interested for less savory reasons? Thanks for all the amazing content you make. Keep up the good work. Thanks again, Thomas. So I initially thought that maybe he was going to try to train him or something, but given that Flashy Flash has done the whole route of like seeing potential in him and wanting to trade him, I think it would be a little repetitive if a My Mask kind of wanted to do the same thing. So honestly, I'm really unsure what a My Mask wants, but it's a possibility that he might campaign for Saitama to join the S-Class or something like that, but he hasn't really done anything like that yet, or at least on panel. I'm sure we'll see something soon. This storyline will continue. There was emphasis placed on it for a reason, and we've seen that all of the other little converging storylines after the Monster Association are getting picked up on now, such as Flashy Flash. So we will see something with a My Mask. Maybe he'll try to train him to become an idol or something. It could be something comical like that, or maybe he wants to become a disciple of Saitama. You know, that's kind of repetitive too, but it could be something like that. It's hard to say, honestly, because the whole Flashy Flash thing, like, I don't think he's going to try to train him. It's difficult to say, but he is going to do something. I just wish I had a better answer for this. It's just, you never really know what's going to happen with a My Mask. He's a difficult character to read. And I think it might be a little too soon for Saitama to join the S-Class. So, your guess is as good as mine. Yonatan G asks, "Hey Z, what's up? My question this time is, who do you think is stronger? Suiryu, Goketsu, human, and Orochi, human. Obviously, Orochi is the strongest, but in human form, I don't really know because they all got stronger in a different way. What do you think?" Thanks, bro. So, I think they are probably comparable in strength, because Orochi was seen to have some serious potential. by Psychos. And given that he was able to survive the death revival boost process multiple times, he was pretty powerful. And as strong as he became, that's very evident as well. And then Psycho says, or Giro says, that that Garo has even better potential than Orochi. And I think that might be some insight into saying that Orochi had some serious potential. So could Kogetsu survive the same thing that Orochi went through? Maybe. Could Suiryu? Probably. So I think they're all comparable, and it's kind of really, it's difficult to say like who is definitively stronger as a human, but I think they're all around the same level more or less, because Koketsu just eating one monster cell made him a high dragon, and Suiryu would probably, the same thing would probably happen. Maybe mid, maybe high, something like that. And Orochi, you know, given how he turns out, but that's from multiple death revival things. I think they're very close to each other. Zapphod B asks, hey Shonen, thanks for all the cool content recently. Hey, thank you for your support, Zapphod. I appreciate that. I like that you talked about one of my favorite monsters in the series, Withered Sprout. I personally feel like he could be quite powerful, but it might just be biased in my favor. So my question is, if Withered Sprout fought Moomin Rider, Wildhorn, and Blue Flame together, how would that fight go? So I think that it would probably go a lot better than how it did with the Surly brothers, because Blue Flame, he could support them from the side with his fire, and that probably could melt the ice more or less. But Moomin Rider, man, he's gonna kind of be dragging dead weight here. I mean, I'm sure he can maybe overpower the Withered Sprout. He doesn't seem too particularly powerful, so maybe if Blue Fire can like nullify his ice powers with his fire, then maybe Moomin Rider can like grab the Withered Sprout, and then Wildhorn can like pile drive his head or something like that. I think they could probably get the job done more or less, because a big part of this though is that Blue Fire's flames are enough to overcome the ice, and that's like the what if here. What if One-Shotter and Death Gatling 1v1 fights? I think One-Shotter takes him out very easy. He seems to be very fast, very accurate, and I think he's a little too much for Withered Sprout. Now, if he's like taking Withered Sprout, if he's going easy on him, then Withered Sprout wins. And then Death Gatling I don't think would fall for Withered Sprout's like, I'm a weakling act. I think he would immediately just piece him up with his machine gun. So, more or less, I don't think Withered Sprout's going to do too well against these guys. Unless he had the jump on them, and then he just uses his ice powers, and then he would totally nullify them. I don't think they're strong enough to overcome the ice. Or Child Emperor's... what was stronger, Withered Sprouts or Child Emperor's Snowman? The Snowman power is probably stronger, considering that they were able to stop the Evil Natural Water from moving, and he's like, you know, High Dragon. I don't think Withered Sprout could probably do this. Just taking a guess, I don't think his ice power is that strong. Thanks for everything, Shonen. Hey, thank you, Zapphod. Legandaryus asks, hey, Shonen, will other alien species come to Earth, and what will their reason be? Revenge for Boros or congratulations on his defeat? Maybe after Saitama reaches S-Class. So, I don't think this is going to happen in the actual, like, canon of the series, but I could see this happening in, like, a bonus chapter or an OVA or something. And it more or less is either going to be probably congratulations, because he was the dominator of the universe, and I don't think anybody really wants to take revenge for Boros, because it seems like all of his men were on that ship. I don't think he had any of their fleets or anything, because that ship was, like, close to the size of a city. So I think anybody who was rolling with Boros was probably on the ship. And given that, like, Melzergard, Garugan Shoop, and Glory Boss were, like, his top 3 dudes, and no one else was really coming close to that, I don't think there's probably anyone else out there. Now, can this just be written into existence? Sure, I just think it's unlikely at this point. And if anybody does come for Revenge for Boros, that would be awesome. But I just don't think that's going to happen. I mean, it would be cool, like I said, an OVA or a bonus chapter, but I would think it'd be more so like congratulations. Kind of like that bonus or that filler episode in, what was it? Dragon Ball Super, like when they came down and they came to thank Mr. Satan. I think it would be something similar to that, and then, you know, comical things ensue. But I don't think anybody will earnestly come to exact revenge for Boros or anything like that. ShadowBatX asks, how's it going? What above all? Thanks, ShadowBat. I appreciate that. Gotta say, there's a lot of hype this weekend with the new One Punch Man chapter and trailer for the game. I can't wait to see more with both. First question, do you think we will ever see Saitama versus Saitama battle in the main story? I know this is a big stretch, but the only way I could see this as a possibility is that God creates stepping stones for Saitama before he faces him. He'll create a copy of Saitama as a final challenge, and this causes Saitama to get serious when he faces God. He will be in serious mode just like in his dream in the first episode of the season. Also, I don't think he will one-shot the copy because this isn't a day later like Saitama, with Saitama like with the audiobook, since the copy will be created right on the spot, hopefully. So I do think that he will fight God seriously at the end of the series, but as for the stepping stones, I think that's more likely to be like Vaccine Man type dudes, something like that. That only really seems to be the type of abilities that he could bestow upon people. Now, like you said, it is a stretch to think that he can just clone people, which I'm sure he could probably do something like that. I mean, why not? It's part of the course for like crazy fourth dimensional dudes like that. But being able to replicate Saitama to be strong enough to even rival his power is pretty ridiculous, even for God, because if in this theory Saitama is eventually going to defeat him, that would mean that God is way more powerful than that, just like in my opinion. So even if he does make a clone, I don't think it will be anything to even remotely challenge Saitama. And as for the whole audiobook day later thing, I need to make a video about this because I'm really unsure what the truth behind that is. I need to go more into it. I need to do more research because there's a lot of evidence that kind of points at Saitama not getting stronger every day. So I want to go more into it because I think this question is really up for debate. Last question. That message that you sent about Bang being a shirtless in the game, meme-worthy by the way, whether it was a callback to him facing Melzergard or abandonment, I thought to myself this is really a good question. So my question is, when Bang fought Melzergard, do you think he used abandonment on him or did he just go shirtless? I double-checked the anime and the manga and he went shirtless right from the start, but when he does it again, when facing Elder Centipede, he went shirtless and then used abandonment. I would assume he did the same off-screen when faced Melz. What do you think? I thought that he went shirtless after he got hit from Melzergard. Like, he went through all that debris, and then I assumed that, like, him getting thrown through all those rocks and stuff kind of, like, tore his shirt off. Or he just did it off screen afterwards. Either way, I don't think it was him using the abandonment because, like, there was no emphasis placed on it, first of all. And then, like, when he was walking up to Melzergard, you know, he was talking and he was like cracking his shoulder. He didn't seem to be like in abandonment mode. Like when they do the abandonment, they just kind of become silent and then they just get to work. At least that's what we've seen from like Garo when he does it against the support team. When he goes against Orochi, it's a little different. But also like when he does it against the when Bang does it against the executives and when he does it against Elder Centipede. So maybe he was, but I think they probably would have drawn a little more emphasis or at least attention to it. Possibly. I don't know, because the abandonment is in the data book. And the data book was, I think, way before Chapter 84. So maybe he did use it. Maybe that, I'm going to have to look into that. Maybe he did use it. Because that would also explain how he completely went beast mode after that. But then I think he'd probably be enough to completely beast Melzergard. So it's kind of like Schrodinger's abandonment. You know, it's weird. But that's a good question. I think the One Punch Man game broke me because you might be triggered by this. I think Bang is soul because he was easily destroyed by a broken Deep Sea King based on the vid I sent you last week, and he will only be overpowered when he goes shirtless for a brief moment. Help me, Shonen. Anyway, thanks for everything. Hey, thank you, ShadowBat. I'm going to have to play the game, honestly, because judging from that video you showed me, it did seem like Deep Sea King was pretty powerful, but maybe that was because that dude was putting a little too much emphasis on it. So that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Once again, I want to thank all 79 of my amazing, awesome patrons. Guys, I love you so much. I tell you this all the time, but it's the truth, and I can't thank you enough for everything. And if you would like to be in next week's Q&A, just simply check out my Patreon. The $5 tier will give you access to this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day.